Hello, so it's going to be a short video. I'm not actually playing it, I'm just showing the replay because this was probably one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought. Definitely the hardest boss I've fought in the Touhou series. And it's nice that it actually lets you have a replay of it, but I guess in short, been working on 10, worked on it last night, and I got to the final boss, and she was I couldn't really, it's like I could possibly see me beating her, but it just seemed very stressful, and after an hour and a half last night, I just couldn't beat her, and I got so upset. But then, I woke up. Well, I've been up for a while, but, and, took, I think it took like 15 minutes, but I was able to do it, and I finally, I guess I can explain it throughout. So, to my knowledge, this is gonna play the attempt that I actually succeeded in, so let's see. Yeah, just stage 6. So pretty much what you're seeing me do in this is pretty much the strategy I've been having to use to make sure I don't die at all getting to her. And yeah, I'm using a strange ability. Like, there's 3 options you can have for Marissa and Reimu, and I picked the third one for Marissa, and it's actually pretty good. But it does have its catches because you have to be close, but with, holding shift, you can, like, lock it like that. But you can do a lot of damage, but the only problem is that when the bosses are moving around, you can't really do much about it. But I lost count how many times I died trying to beat, trying to beat this stage and boss finally. Just trying to get to her, I died many times. I don't know how many times I died, and what's worse is that if you don't get a high score most of the time, you just, when you get a game over, it sets the select to title screen, which is mean. And this is the first thing. This part gave me so much trouble, but once I had to, like, align the flames, I can take her out before. I don't know, I just kept dying in that area so many times, and this part I could never figure out. It's like I had to use a bomb here because I can get past the first part, but then this part, it's like I just have to use it. And then this one took a little bit, but this one became easy. You just have to keep shimming. I will say the final phase was the part that was the most stressful, but I finally did find a way to just make it easier on me. This part, I think I die here. I hate this part. It's like I always die here if I don't use a bomb. And I used it there just because I just really did not want to die. But the problem is, when you use your bombs, it takes away your power, so you can't abuse bombs in this game. That part I usually die sometimes. That part I have to use a bomb, but I used it too early, which wasn't good. So I had to use another bomb. Because the thing is, I really want to have a lot of lives to the final boss. And when she's like that, I can't hurt her. I can't remember how I lost a life. But I know when it gets to that part, that's when I use the bomb. And this one I would die sometimes. I can't remember if I died here. Did I? No, I didn't. I'm trying to remember, when did I die? Oh, now I remember when I died. Because, see, the mistake I used was that I only have 1 bomb left, and this is another part where it's like, I just don't know what to do. It's like, I don't know. And then I use a bomb, but I'm not going to be able to kill her in time, so this is how I lose my first life. But this is actually really good to get to this point without losing any lives, and now the last part is going to happen. Make sure to align the flames. Well, actually, no, I only got 2. And yeah, this is the hardest part. I was able to finally find a way to do this without getting hit as easily, because before I kept going left and right, but sometimes I just need to move up and down a little bit, like that. And I wasn't even looking at her health bar. I just needed to focus on the cards. But looking up right now, because, you know, this is pre-recording, yeah, it's slowly dwindling. And it was just freaking me out, because I think at this point I was just like, when is she going to die? Because I need to stay in the middle to take out as much damage as possible. Yeah, at this point I'm like, when is she gonna die? But her health is almost gone. And then right there I just scrambled. I was like, yes! I just screamed so loud. 2 hours to fight that. Ugh. I made it seem easy, but that was 2 hours of me just practicing and practicing and coming up with strategies on going through that. Just watching that again drained me. Fine. Reset, I guess. Not stop nagging. But yeah, that's it. It only took like, that whole stage is like only 5 minutes, but I will say now, finally beating this game, I actually do like Touhou 10. I just wish, well, it's just a couple of things. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, the art style kind of changing. I know in every game, it seems like the style changes a bit, but I always liked how 6 through 9 looks. And then the PC 98 ones. By 10 and onward, it's like, I don't know. I will say that 10 looks better than 20 in design, I will say that. But I will say that 10 is good, but it is one of my least favorites for several reasons. But it does add some new features for, you know, I do like the one where if you go up to the top, you grab all the items on the screen, which is cool. And I do like, well, not like, but I am mixed about how your bombs consume your power, because it now makes it where you only want to use your bombs if you absolutely have to, but at the same time it encourages you to get good enough where you can't use your bombs much. While in the previous games, you can use your bombs, but it's under the circumstance that if you want to 1cc it, or play it on a higher difficulty like hard mode or lunatic especially, you definitely need to get good at not using your bombs. But yeah, that's it. I guess I'm just gonna record this, upload this on my channel. It's not an interesting video, but still. Okay, that's pretty much it. Hello. But yeah, soon I'm going to be streaming. I think I'll upload this right now before I stream. I still have the energy to do it, although it is going to be a long stream. Probably like 5-7 hours. We'll see. Okay. Well, I finally beat it. I don't know if I'm ever going to beat it again. But yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.